friends, I am Dr. Manish Sharma. I am a medical oncologist at Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center, Niti Bagh, New Delhi. September is celebrated as Blood Cancer Awareness Month, and hence I will share my thoughts on lymphoma, as lymphoma is considered to be one of the most curable hematological malignancy. It is common amongst children as well as older adults. So coming on to the topic, what is lymphoma? So before knowing about lymphoma, we should know about our lymphatic system. Lymphatic system comprises of lymph nodes and lymph vessels. In lymph vessels, impure lymph is carried to the lymph nodes, and in lymph nodes, this impure lymph is purified and then sent back to the main hematological system. The swelling and the malignancy of these lymph nodes is called as lymphoma. Second question, what are the types of lymphoma? So different type of lymphomas are there. The broad classification of lymphoma is Hodgkin's lymphoma and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Today we will mainly concentrate on non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So one of the other classification to classify lymphoma is to either classify them as B lymphoma or T lymphoma depending upon the origin of the tumor. Other classification is aggressive lymphomas or indolent lymphomas. So some of the examples of aggressive lymphomas are diffuse large B-cell lymphoma or anaplastic large cell lymphoma. The examples of indolent kind of lymphomas are follicular lymphomas, maltomas. So there are different classifications of lymphoma. The next important question is, what are the symptoms of having a non-Hodgkin lymphoma or Hodgkin lymphoma? So Hodgkin lymphoma or non-Hodgkin lymphoma almost present with similar signs and symptoms. We have almost close to 500 lymph nodes in all our body, and the swelling of these lymph nodes leads to the pressure symptoms and then the constitutional symptoms. The constitutional symptoms of lymphoma are called as B symptoms, which include fever, night sweats and weight loss. While the pressure symptoms, suppose a patient has a lymphomatous lymph node in abdomen, so it can cause pressure symptoms leading to pain in abdomen. If it is in neck, it can cause some amount of respiratory distress because of the compression of trachea or airways. If it is in chest, it can lead to the compression of esophagus leading to the dysphagia. If it is in chest, it can cause superior vena cava syndrome. So the symptom of lymphoma basically depends on at which place the lymph node is situated and where the pressure symptoms are arising from. Although the common constitutional symptoms are persistent fever, persistent weight loss and night sweats. So what is the next question? Next question is, what are different kind of lymphomas, which we have already discussed. They are either B-cell lymphoma or T-cell lymphoma, aggressive lymphomas and indolent lymphoma. Next question comes, how do we stage lymphoma? So the classical system in which we stage these tumor is stage 1 to stage 4, and the staging system is called as Ann Arbor staging system. So stage 1 is basically single lymph node or single lymph node system. Stage 2 is more than one lymph node system involved with the tumor, but it is limited to the one side of the diaphragm. Stage 3 basically means that the lymph node are involved on the both side of the diaphragm. So it is called as stage 3. And in stage 4, it is a disseminated disease which has already involved extra lymphatic organs such as bone marrow or for that matter any organ like lung. When we do the staging system for lymphomas, we also use A, B as a subscript or superscript, where A stands for no symptoms, that is no B symptoms, and B stands for the fever, weight loss or drenching night sweats. Next question comes, how do we stage lymphoma or how do we diagnose lymphoma? So for diagnosis of lymphoma, we need a tissue, and tissue is either a core biopsy of a lymph node or a excision biopsy of lymph node. Preferable is to do an excision biopsy of lymph node because it will tell us about the architecture of the lymph node, and we can be very sure that whether it is indolent lymphoma or a aggressive lymphoma. When we do an excision biopsy of lymph node and found that there is lymphoma, we do further molecular testing and immunohistochemistry testing on these lymph nodes so as to subclassify them as per WHO classification. Once the diagnosis of lymphoma is established based upon either core biopsy or excision biopsy, the next step is to do a PET-CT scan or a CT scan of chest, abdomen and thorax so as to definitely see where all the lymphoma is involving and staging of the lymphoma is done. Apart from these investigations, certain other tests are also important. Sometimes bone marrow involvement is seen with the help of bone marrow aspiration and biopsy. LDH is an important role to play, which also tells us about the prognosis of the patient. Sometimes we have to perform lumbar puncture to see that central nervous system is involved or not. Apart from that, other general blood test and echocardiography, ECG, to look at other organ system if they are involved or not and if they are healthy or not, so that patient would be able to tolerate chemotherapy or immunotherapy in that case or not. Once we have diagnosed, we have staged the tumor, then the other important part is how do we treat these lymphomas. So treatment of lymphoma is by either chemotherapy or targeted therapy or stem cell transplant or radiation transplant. So coming on to them one by one. Chemotherapy is mainly CHOP based chemotherapy, and CHOP, where C stands for cyclophosphamide, H stands for adriamycin, O stands for oncovin or vincristine, and P stands for prednisolone. In most of the tumors, most of the non-Hodgkin lymphomas, CHOP is the standard treatment, whether it is B cell lymphoma or T cell lymphoma, depending upon the fact that the B cell lymphoma is expressing CD20 or not. Rituximab or obinutuzumab is a targeted agent which is added to these kind of tumors. Those patients who have bulky disease, those patients who have excessive symptoms, they also receive targeted radiation therapy at the end of the treatment. The stem cell transplant is usually reserved for those patients who relapse. Usually it is not considered as a first line treatment except for certain lymphomas, but for other lymphomas it is usually taken as a second line treatment when the lymphoma relapses. So treatment of relapsed lymphoma usually involves high dose chemotherapy followed by stem cell transplant. One of the important armamentarium in our which we have nowadays is CAR T cell treatment. The CAR T cell treatment is very limited at this moment. It is investigatory, and some of the lymphomas are getting cured of CAR T cell treatment. It is still not very widely available, but yes, it is at the horizon. So on this, in this Blood Cancer Awareness Month, my message is that you are not alone. Help us fight lymphoma. And if you have any symptoms of these sorts, which we have described in this video, you can definitely contact us and we can fight together. Thank you so much.